moving into a higher tax bracket does not mean all your income will be taxed at the higher rate. Welcome, guys, to another live. This is Vladimir Nemchinov with InvestSteady.com. I don't know what happened. I was streaming, I thought, but maybe I wasn't. Well, welcome back. Today we're talking taxes. Awesome. The favorite subject of them all. How tax brackets actually work. If you make $100,000 and your next bracket is at $95,000, that means the $5,000 will be taxed at the higher rate than the rest 95 or portion of 95. So this is a big misconception that, oh, I make more money, I bring home less. This is not true. The US uses a progressive system. Income is layered. Only the portion at each bracket is taxed at that rate. Making money never causes you to take home less overall. You are taxed in layers, not in a lump. Let's look at a question. That is not a question. Do people avoiding certain tax brackets? I don't think I know anyone that does this. At least I don't think so. I don't think I do. But I do hear that there are people that try to avoid raises and such to not get knocked into an upper tax bracket. If this is a thing, is it really that big of a deal to not take a raise or earn extra? Would you still be earning more after paying taxes? That is a big myth or a misconception or a reason for people to whine and not work extra. I remember working at Lincoln Electric, and there was this lady, Rachel, and she complained about everything all day, every day. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but she was complaining a lot. And one of the things that she was not willing to do is work overtime, because allegedly you work overtime, you lose more money or bring home less money. And back then didn't know anything about anything, and it sounded strange to me. How is that possible? I'm making more time. How can I bring less? But this is the misconception that people sometimes think that. An example that I just started with: if I make $100,000, and let's say 95 is the previous bracket, and that would be, let's say, 12% or 22% would be better, and the 100, if I make over, then I'm in a 24% tax bracket. What that really means is $95,000 are taxed at 22%, and the top 5 are taxed at 24%. So you're not paying 2% more on the whole amount of all your income, but only that 5% that in that bracket. Very simple. 2026 tax bracket changes. Keep it high level. Current lower rates are scheduled to sunset. Some brackets may shift upward. Taxes could increase for many households. Planning now matters more than reacting later. You don't wait for taxes to go up to start planning. This is not a good idea to wait for taxes to go up. Do what's right. Follow the wealth game level by level, bracket, if you will, by bracket, so you're in a better place. If something happens around you with government, with your job, with your income, you are in a better place than if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you up to eyeballs in debt. Let's look at the next question. Extra money to invest in taxable brokerage account or max 403b Roth. Hi folks, I'm 54 and I would like to retire by 62, 63 and married. She's 57. I have the following in retirement investment. My salary is $150,000 a year. My wife doesn't work. High yield saving account $60,000. Spouse IRA $55,000. My separate Roth account $8,000. 403b with pre-tax fund 1.1 million. Very good. 70% in stock and 30 in bonds. And I currently contribute 24 $1,500 a year. Brokerage account 0, no pension, but work contributes up to 6% of salary to 403b. But work contributes, so the employer contributes 6%. Very good. Social Security was considering wives to take at 62,850 a month, and myself at 70,4,900 a month. I will have an extra 8,000 this year to invest, and considering to catch up with after tax monies in 403b will need to go to 403b Roth, but realize I have 0 in brokerage account. Does it make more sense to put money in brokerage account or just max out 403b Roth? Okay, so I'd like to retire 62, 63. So you do not need gap accounts, which one of the things that we would consider. So the match from the company beats anything. It's free money. Your 6% that the company investing is free money. If that means you have to put that money in there, which you're already maxing it out, then do it by all means. Anything after that 6%, you want to put in Roth account. That means you pay taxes right now. When you retire, you do not pay taxes on the whole amount, including the growth. This is the advantage. Okay, brokerage account is least advantaged because it doesn't really give you any benefits, because you have to pay taxes on the growth, even the growth on paper, every year. So it's compounding slower. Now, the only benefit of that potentially would be for people who want to retire before retirement age. You know, if you retire before 59 and a half, that's when you can take out money of your retirement accounts while avoiding penalty. Okay, if you do it before 59 and a half, you will be penalized 10%. Now, if you want to retire, let's say at 50, and you want to live on something without actually doing work, which I don't recommend, but there might be some cases when you have to, for example. Now, you're not going to have access to your retirement, and you don't want to take it out paying 10% penalty every time. But that could be beneficial for those people to cover this gap between, okay, when I'm done working and when I can have access to my retirement accounts. That's when the brokerage account could be handy. Other than that, only after you pay off your house, you max out everything else. Otherwise, your 403b, then your 403b Roth, and then you can do brokerage account, max it out. What are you, 54? Another almost 10 years of work. So have had it. Very good, very well done. 1.1 million at 54. Well done, millionaire. Okay, why Roth IRAs matter in changing tax environment? Roth pay taxes now, withdraw tax-free later. That's the advantage of Roth. Locks in today's tax rate. So who knows what tax rate will be for me 20 years from now, you know, but if I pay taxes right now, then everything else grows tax-free. I don't care what tax rate will be at that time. Locking in today's rate, no taxes on qualified withdrawals, which is most of it after you reach certain level, 59 and a half, that is. Powerful in rising tax environments. Okay, obviously, if you already pay taxes and taxes go up, doesn't matter, you already paid your share. Gives retirement flexibility. Roth is about controlling future taxes. Okay, if you want to control future taxes, put your money into Roth, and then you control your taxes by not caring about taxes in the future. Let's look at next question. Entering a new tax bracket. What should I do, or how can I best prepare for maximum avoidance or benefit? I'm currently reporting about 35K income each year, but I am expecting a new somewhat passive stream of income to accompany that next year of about 60K. That what should I do to best mitigate owing taxes or paying excessive tax on personal income level? Well, sure, the only two things are sure, right? Death and taxes. So not much you can do about that. If you W-2, it is what it is. You will pay taxes on every penny you make. If you're 1099, of course, then you can write off maybe potentially more stuff, everything that you use for the business, all expenses, you then can write off. And if it obviously it will help on your taxable income, and then you potentially pay less. Okay. Now on again, talking about the tax bracket, it doesn't really matter. You can't do anything about it. What you need to remember that it's not your whole income will be taxed at the higher rate, but only part in that bracket will be taxed at higher rate, and everything else will be taxed in whatever the tax bracket it is in. Okay, so nothing to worry about. It's misconception. People believe that they're afraid to make more money because they're gonna pay more taxes, but it doesn't matter. If you switch from 22% bracket to 24% bracket, you pay 2% more. Okay, so if it's $100,000, you pay $2,000 more than what you normally would pay. It's nothing. It's nothing. Still go get that $100,000. Why would you leave it on the table because of $2,000 that you're gonna pay in taxes? That's nonsense. Okay, nonsense. Don't do it. The 6,000 example that wakes people up. If you invest $6,000 into a Roth IRA and it grows at 10% annually for 30 years, that becomes roughly $100,000 tax-free. And that's just 1 year's contribution. Now imagine do that consistently. One disciplined year can turn into 6 figures. This year, you can still max out previous year Roth IRA. It's $7,000. And if you are 30 years young or younger, that is $100,000 at least for you at 10%. If markets stay at the same that it was historically at 10 to 12%, you will make at least $100,000 over the next 30 years. $100,000 from $7,000. It's worth it. It's worth it every time. If you have that money, don't wait. Let me help you open Roth IRA, max out last year, max out this year. That's $200,000 right there over 30 years. Don't let last year slip by. Maybe you're just hearing for the first time about this and you never thought about it. You have opportunity. You have that money. You're on a wealth level that you can contribute into retirement. If you already have budget, if you already have income protection in life insurance, if you are married with kids, if you already have emergency fund in place and you have no debt, it's time to put money into retirement. 15% of your income. Max out last year, max out this year. Right now, in the beginning, it will grow that much longer. Let's do it. $100,000 from $7,000. It's a lot of money. All right, let's see what we got next. You still have time to max out last year. Contribution space disappears forever. Last year disappears forever, April 15th or whenever you file your taxes. You can't go back and fix missed years. That's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. You cannot put $7,000 more into Roth IRA if you don't do it for previous year. Even one missed maxed year makes a huge difference. Action beats delay. Unused contribution space is lost opportunity. Don't lose that opportunity, guys. Let's do this. Let's invest. Lowering my tax bracket through traditional IRA contribution. Looking to open a Roth or traditional IRA and start my retirement saving before I file my 2024 tax return. Let's read 2025. I have $50,700 taxable income after the standard deduction. If I contribute $4,000 to a traditional IRA, will that drop me to 46,700 taxable income, and therefore putting me into a 12% tax bracket from 22? 10% is significant, which would just give me another $4,600 tax on my tax return. Did I just discover a money hack, or am I wrong about this? Well, you did not discover a money hack. It's something that you can do, and actually, my tax preparer advised me to do that one year. He said, or she said, put $6,000 into IRA, and then you will save $600 in your taxes. So that's 10% return. So I was like, okay, let's do this. I didn't know back then about Roth IRA. Now I understand, and I believe that it's better to pay taxes now, and that not worry about it. The whole amount is going to grow. You pay zero taxes on that. I like that a lot. So you did not discover a hack, because again, you will pay 10% more on whatever amount got you over into that tax bracket. I'm not sure what tax brackets were in 2024, but let's say 50,000 is the tax bracket, right? So when you're under $50,000, you are taxed at 12%. Now, when you're over 50,000, which is 700 in your case, that means you pay 10% more on $700. Okay, so it's $70. It's money, of course, but in the big scheme of things and a long horizon, it's really nothing. So take it with how you will, but do not be afraid of tax brackets. Nothing to be afraid. Whoever came up with that is great, because we don't have to pay the tax a whole amount at the high tax bracket. Okie dokie. Let's see, where are we at? All right, let's look at another question. Should I max my Roth if I am in high tax bracket now? I make over 200,000, but under the merit max earning limits, so my tax bracket is higher than I'll probably be when I retire. But to me, the big benefit of Roth is not having to pay capital gains on money earned. Am I thinking about that wrong? I'm already maxing out my 401k. Yes, I would recommend, definitely, for most people, not most people, but generally, what works best is when you maxing out your Roth IRA before your 401k. But I imagine with $200,000, you can max out Roth IRA for both, and for you and your wife, regardless of you maxing out 401k. This is a drop in the bucket for you, pretty much. It's $7,500 per person this year, 2026. So that means $15,000 out of 200,000 is drop in the bucket. So do that for sure. Do both. You can actually do also backdoor Roth IRA, when you can move your money from IRAs, if you have any, into Roth IRA, or if you have old 401ks, roll them over into IRAs. Obviously, you have money to pay tax right now, then you can backdoor into Roth IRA, and you have more money growing tax free, but you will have to pay taxes with the money you make. Very good amount. So do that, guys. Let's not be afraid of taxes. Let's not be afraid of tax brackets, for sure. Let's for sure not prevent yourself from earning more money, whether with overtime or with another job, just because you will be in a higher tax bracket. It does not matter. But that income, that more of the difference for the income that you make will help you to be actually to get closer to your goals. If you're on the first level of wealth game, you will have more margin between the money that you make, bring home, and you spend. That more money will help you then get protection, life insurance. If you are married with children, you need that in case something happens to you. And if you don't have anything, you need that more than anybody, because then your family is protected even if you are gone. Then that once you have that and you have that margin, you then can help yourself to create the level 3 is emergency fund, $1,000 starter emergency fund. Once that is done, you can use that money to roll that snowball of paying off debt, the smallest debt first, line them all up in by the size of the what's the word, how much money you basically owe still, and then pay the minimum everywhere, but whatever the margin, put it on the smallest one. You knock it out, knock it off in a very short period of time, then you use that, snowball it into the next one, and the next one. You will get momentum. You are more likely to pay off debt this way than snow avalanche or whatever other methods you have. Don't worry about interest, because then you will more likely finish it, and that's the goal. Pay off all the debt. Then you can use the same money. Now everything that freed up that you were paying into the debt, now it's your money. You don't owe anybody. Build up emergency fund in case something happens. You have money for emergencies. Car breaks down, you have to rebuild the motor. You can do it because now you have fully funded 3 to 6 month emergency fund. And then starts my favorite half of the wealth game. It's when you start putting money into retirement account. Why retirement account? Because it's tax advantaged. You do not pay taxes on the money you put there, like into Roth IRA. You put money after tax. You do not pay taxes on all the growth. If you're 19 and your money is growing for 40 years, for 47 years, for 50 years, you do not pay taxes on that. That's amazing. I love it. I mean, personally, I love it. But that's where you get that money. You make it work for you. Those are little soldiers that go and now work for you, and they multiply and they increase. That is where you get that. From there, you want to save up money for your kids' education, so they don't start with where you started from zero or maybe negative. They have money for college if they want to go to college. Now, once you do that and you have more money, you make more money, time passes, you paid off all your debt. Now you have only house. You save up down payment on it. You got it, and now you can prepay that. You pay off the house. The equity grows. The house becomes more valuable over time, maybe because of inflation, but regardless, it's become more valuable. Your mortgage gets less and less and less, and then you pay it off, and that's it. You don't owe anything to anybody. You buy your cars only, well, I mean, if you're a millionaire, you can buy them new, but generally until you are a millionaire, it's not worth it to lose so much money in depreciation, car depreciation, right? From there, you max out all those brokerage accounts. You max out everything you can. Obviously, retirement accounts first, like 401ks, but then brokerage account. You put more money, so it grows. So those soldiers, they go and work for you, and you check your net worth, and it's growing week after week, month after month. Sometimes there's downturns, like this year right now, growth slowed down or actually dropped. But then it's going to go back. I believe in the economy of the United States. It's going to back, and these dollars will go, and they go to work, and they bring in other dollars with them, and they grow, and you become wealthy. Why you become wealthy? Money is just a tool. You buying options. You buying peace, stability. You don't want opposite of that. You don't want. A lot of people live like that, and it's hard. And I see it in people who applying for rental. I see it. it can't be easy. So many payments, so many inquiries, so much debt. You have to pay it. As my dad saying, you lend or you borrow somebody else's money, but you pay back your money. And you pay more with interest. You just pay and pay. Guys, I wish you well. I know it's hard. It's hard to come. Like yesterday, the question was, how do people sit on $25,000 in the emergency fund? This is peace. If something happens, yes, we might disagree how much we're gonna spend, but we have money. We're not scrambling and getting a third job to get that money to pay for something. We are secure. Ultimately, our security and safety comes from the Lord, but He gives us wisdom. Guys, I'm so happy to be able to share with you my journey, to be able to inspire you, hopefully, to do this. It's hard. It's hard. Like for me, eat less, exercise more. It's hard. I know it's hard with money as well. I'm enjoying it. Taxes aren't something to fear. They're something to plan around. They will be there. Plan around them. Can't do anything about that. Thank you, guys. Remember to invest steady and compound